Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're decoding one of your body's most fundamental vital signs, your temperature. Now it's a number we see all the time, right? But what is it really telling us? So let's just jump right in with a question that we all think we know the answer to. What is a normal body temperature? Go on. Think of the number you've got in your head. I'm willing to bet most of you landed right here. 37 degrees Celsius, or, 98.6 Fahrenheit. It's the number that's been drilled into us since we were kids. But what if I told you that single number doesn't even begin to tell the whole story? The reality of our body's internal thermostat is actually way more complex and honestly, a lot more fascinating. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to completely redefine what normal temperature even means. Then we'll meet the little thermostat inside your body. Learn the right way to measure your temperature and then see what happens when things go wrong. And to finish up, we'll find out why a fever might just be your body's unsung hero. Alright, let's start by just shattering that myth of one single perfect temperature. The truth is, normal is, it's a moving target. In reality, a totally healthy adult's body temperature can hang out as low as 35.8 degrees Celsius. So if you're someone who runs on the cooler side, don't worry, you're not part lizard or anything. And on the flip side, it can swing all the way up to 37.2 degrees and still be considered perfectly fine. So here's the crucial takeaway. Normal body temperature isn't one number, it's a range. And this is a big one. Where you take that measurement matters a lot. A reading in your mouth is pretty much the standard baseline, but a rectal measurement, because it's closer to your body's core, will almost always read about a half degree to even a full degree higher. Plus, your temperature is always on the move. It has this daily rhythm, your circadian rhythm, where it's typically lower when you wake up and higher in the evening. And then you have things like exercise, eating a meal, or even for women, where they are in their ovulation cycle, all of it can change the reading. It's this incredibly dynamic system. So that brings up a good. How in the world does our body pull off this amazing balancing act? How does it manage to stay within that very narrow, life-sustaining range? Well, the hero of this whole story is a tiny but incredibly powerful region in your brain called the hypothalamus. You can just think of it as mission control for your body's temperature. And it is working around the clock 2:47 to keep everything perfectly stable. And the system it uses to keep that balance is, it's just beautiful. If you get too hot, your brain tells you to sweat, and your blood vessels open up to release heat near the skin. Too cold, you start shivering to create heat, and your blood vessels clamp down to keep all that precious warmth inside. Okay, so that's the cool science, but let's get practical for a minute. How can we actually measure this at home and get a really reliable reading of what our hypothalamus is up to now? Sure, in a hospital, they have all sorts of invasive ways to get your core temp, like in the bladder or even the pulmonary artery. But for us at home, the most common and accessible tool is the infrared ear thermometer. It works by measuring the heat coming right off your eardrum, which turns out to be a fantastic proxy for your core body temperature. But listen, to get an accurate reading, your technique is everything. You've always got to start with a clean new cover. And here's the most critical step, positioning for an adult. You want to gently pull the ear back and up. It seems like a small thing, but that little action straightens out the ear canal so the thermometer can get a clear shot at the eardrum. You follow these steps, you're going to get good data every time. So what happens when that internal thermostat gets pushed way, way beyond its limits? This is when we start entering the territory of hypothermia and hypothermia. When your body temperature plummets below 35 degrees Celsius, that's a medical emergency called hypothermia. It basically means your body is losing heat much faster than it can create it, and all your vital functions start to dangerously slow down. And then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, when your temperature climbs above 37.5 degrees, we call that hyperthermia, or more commonly, just a fever. The medical name for it is pyrexia. And a fever isn't just about catching a cold. I mean, look at this list. It's like this universal alarm bell for so many different things, from infections and bad drug reactions all the way to more serious conditions like cancer or even heat stroke. But hold on. Before you automatically reach for medicine to bring that fever down, let's just pause for a second and completely reframe how we think about this. Is a fever really the enemy here? This might be the single most important takeaway from our entire explainer. A fever is not the illness itself. It's actually a sign that your body's incredible immune system has been switched on and is putting up one heck of a fight. It's a defense mechanism. And honestly, there's a brilliant strategy behind it. That higher temperature, it creates this awful, hostile environment where bacteria and viruses really struggle to multiply. At the same time, it kicks your own immune response into a higher gear and can even help your body repair damaged tissue more efficiently. It's genius, really. Your body is literally turning up the heat on the invaders. So maybe the next time you feel your temperature rising, instead of just seeing it as a symptom to be stamped out, you can appreciate it. You can see it as a sign that your body's ancient, powerful defense systems are working exactly like they're supposed to. It's not just a number on a thermometer. It's a sign of the battle within. If you liked the video, click like and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to get notifications about new uploads.